Hello, my beauty. So I don't know if you saw any footage of the Trooping of the Colour at the weekend, but it seems to have really turned public opinion or highlighted those who were ready to pounce on Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton, whatever you want to call her. Princess Catherine, Princess Kate, whatever. Now, she always looks immaculate and she comes across as very gracious, very controlled, and all the rest of it. Now, the rumour has it that she was, and it falls in line with what we know, that she was MK Ultra'd and she was fixed up, she was lined up from the start to be with William. The bloodline will have something to do with it, no doubt. And there has obviously recently been a lot of talk about the cracks in their marriage. But would you really have thought that she would have been inclined to lie about cancer? Because I don't think for one moment that Kate's abdominal surgery was cancer. And they are specifically vague about it. For the first time they revealed, normally they don't say anything about anything until they're on, But suddenly, oh yes, the king's got cancer, and Kate Middleton's also got cancer. It's like, interesting. They don't normally announce that. And then there's all these sort of weirdness about the pictures being doctored, being AI, badly being actually not AI, badly photoshopped and put out with massive mistakes. And then there's the ambulance that was seen driving away from the Windsor estate, from the Windsor Castle. At a time where she was there and William was there, and no explanation was ever given about that. And of course the ambulance picked someone up and drove, no explanation. Then the next thing, Kate is having abdominal surgery, and Prince William is not seen at any point visiting her in that hospital. Then she comes out, then they spin the tale of cancer. So everybody's mind goes to, like cancer of the cervix, something like that, ovarian cancer, something like that, abdominal. Anyway, while she was in there, someone served her, one of the medical staff served her and had access to the documents, her medical record, and then went on to offer access, I think it was to a journalist, access to those medical records. Okay, so they were found out and they were called in by the police, and so that's really quite serious, isn't it? Like a breach of their position and selling, or exchanging medical, royal family member, the future Queen's medical records. You'd think they'd come down quite hard on that person, wouldn't you? And yet, no, alas, They didn't come down hard. They gave that person a caution. Now, cautions can be handed out pretty willy-nilly for people who have committed a first offence. But something as serious as that, it doesn't ring true for a member of the royal family. That doesn't sound right. So immediately one jumps to conclusions, doesn't one? It feels off to me. Why would that member of staff only have got a caution? Anyway, so we've got lots of things that aren't adding up. Now, if you watch the Gateway Ladies, Spiritual Gateway, a pair of ladies in England who do contact their higher selves and get answers through a Ouija board. They did a questioning session on Kate and her spell in hospital. And what they came out with, and obviously it's down to interpretation from what the spirit, how the spirit worded it and everything, but obviously they're used to determining things and then they check it and they say yes. They were told by their higher selves that Kate's spell in hospital was a termination of a pregnancy, and the father of the pregnancy was a certain ginger oil. So now you've got the Gateway spirits saying this. You've got the fact that they are going easy on someone who should have got a lot more of a firmer police decision or CPS decision than a caution. And no mention about getting the sack or anything. Just, she's just had a caution. It's fine, yeah. We're just it's training issues, yeah. And then you've got the disconnection in what's been palpable between William and Kate. You've got the general sort of appearance of the energies fractured between them in their relationship, and now you have some bad press, not mainstream press, but bad press on Kate because of the face she pulled. Now, I'm not 100% sure, it may be protocol for her to go through the streets in the carriage, but an open carriage with her children, knowing that there were a big turnout of protesters, not my king protesters, and then the focus in on her face, the face of, and the children's faces looking, you could say that's quite cruel to do that to children, but those routes are checked thoroughly. And it just seems a bit like already she's being set up to take that mudslinging that I suggested was going to come. And here we are. I think that's what's happening. Anyway, have a good day.